Christian, you've been coming to Geneva for a few years now. Koenigsegg's become something of a cult. How do you find Geneva for your company?
It's very important for us. This is our 11th year, consecutive year we're here. And it's just such an eclectic mix of people, and it's a great focus on the high-end side of cars. And it's a very international show. So basically in one spot you catch a big portion of the world's car enthusiasts, and especially, let's say, this type of clientele and customer base for this type of cars.
Capture the spirit. And speaking of cars, this one, very, very, very dramatic. Tell me the story behind it.
Right, yeah, so this is an Agera S. It's the first time we showcase an Agera S, actually. We have 3 versions of our present range of cars, which are all the Ageras. So the Agera S, and the Agera R. The Agera R, the top of the line version, is a bio flex fuel car. So you can fill it up with normal petrol or E85 or any mix of the two.
Yes.
So if you fill it up on normal petrol, it has 990 horsepower, or if you have a full tank of E85, it has 1140 horsepower.
That's insane.
It's a lot of power, and it's fun that you kind of get more power the more environmentally friendly you get. So that's an exciting side effect. But there's a lot of markets which do not have E85 readily available.
Sure.
And of course those markets, they get a nice 990 horsepower. But we have had a lot of requests, and could you do something, make a version which is not flex fuel, but you get a little bit more power, or as much power as possible on normal pump gas. So then we came up with the Agera S, which has all the features and functions of the Agera R. It has all the aero packages, the winglets, the carbon fiber wheel, the braking system, the triplex suspension in the rear, but it's not a flex fuel car. Instead, we optimize the engine and the management system to run optimally on normal fuel, like 95 octane or 98 octane.
Yes.
So this car has a 5-liter twin turbo engine that produces 1,030 horsepower and 1,100 newton meters of torque on normal pump gas, which is quite astonishing considering the size of the engine.
Absolutely amazing.
So we're very proud of that. And this particular car is a right-hand drive car. It's going to Hong Kong. Apart from the standard features of the Agera S, it has a complete visible carbon fiber body. And then we discussed with the customer, as this is our 100th production car. We've done, let's say, 100 cars in just over 10 years. So our slogan here this year is 0 to 100 in 10 years. And this is car number 100, which is 100 in Swedish.
Sure.
And we discussed, can we do something to symbolize the occasion? So we came up with this solution where we have applied 24 karat leaf gold, like you do on old painting frames.
And that's completely within the finish.
Yes. And then it's hand swirled. So we had Venetian artists from Italy that make these traditional wooden painting frames, come up to Sweden and spend a couple of weeks applying this layer by layer by hand and hand swirling it all over the body to get this, let's say, racing stripe effect out of 24 karat gold. And it's an interesting mix of really high-tech material and several 100-year-old craftsmanship.
Traditional, yes.
And working quite well together. So I'll open up the engine bay to see the business end. So here we can see that special suspension for the Agera R and the Agera S, which is a triplex suspension. And I can show you the function of the damper by pushing this down. You can see how that's
I can see the whole lot's
working, like in this direction. We have the latest generation Super Sport tires from Michelin, which are custom designed for the car. We also on this car and forward we have a completely unique braking system that's developed in-house. We already have the world record from 300 to 0 in braking in 6.66 seconds, and with this system we expect to improve it even further, as we also have reduced the unsprung mass a lot with the carbon fiber wheels we introduced last year.
Yes.
So these are hollow spoke carbon fiber wheels. The whole center part is hollow. It's only one piece. There's one metal part in the wheel, and that's the check valve. The rest is just one piece carbon fiber.
So the unsprung weight's really good.
It's extremely lightweight. This wheel is 40% lighter than the lightest forged aluminium wheel you can find. Still, it's much stronger and stiffer. It gives better handling, better acceleration, better braking, better steering feel, because you have less centrifugal for gyroscopic effects.
Sure.
So what I keep telling everyone, the importance of this is that if a car manufacturer wants to put carbon fiber in their cars, there's one point they should start doing it at, and it's here.
Yes.
This is much more important than here or in the chassis or anywhere else.
You're back to unsprung weight, aren't you?
Because, yes, it's rotational mass and unsprung weight. Unsprung weight could also be part of the wishbones or the uprights of the bearing, but this is also rotating. It's even more important.
Yeah, everyone forgets it. It's a bit like people forgetting how important the tyres are. It's the one thing that keeps it in contact with the road.
It's the only contact to the ground. So we're very proud of this. It's the first production car in the world with carbon fiber wheels, and not only are they carbon fiber, they are hollow spoke one-piece carbon fiber.
Are there internal changes to the car as well?
Not since last year. We have a new center console armrest with a little bit more storage for your phone and roof lock things. We have an upgraded stereo system which is lighter, but it's digitally optimized for the shape of the coupe. So and it's all hidden. You really don't see it. But when you turn up the volume, it's just a concert hall in there. But it only weighs 5 kilos, which is important because
that's fantastic.
It is in the end an extreme sports car and not music on wheels.
So we're looking at one very special car, and of course you've got that glass panel in the roof, which I'd not noticed before. It's only coming up close.
Right. And this roof, of course, as all Koenigseggs, you can store in the front of the car.
Yes.
And even though it's a very compact supercar or hypercar, we have 180-liter luggage space in the front, which is by far the largest of any of these hypercars.
So you're encouraging this car to be used, not just kept in a garage. It won't be a garage queen. This is going to be a
We build the cars to be used basically as daily drivers or as track weapons, and that's what they're designed for. Not all customers use them that way, but they can.
Do you find that you've got customers coming back for a second and a third?
That happens a lot. I would say 1/3 of our 100 customers are in on their second, third, or fourth Koenigsegg.
Wonderful. Plans for the future?
Well, it's keep on evolving. We've stayed true to our concept of hypercar, even though it's been refined and revolved over the years. And if you go 10 years back, there is not one part that's the same, and it's become bigger and so on. But my vision is to make the Porsche 911 in the hypercar niche, meaning hopefully staying true to the concept for another 10, 15, 20 years, making sure we stay ahead of the curve and can compete, but without changing more than we need. To make sure it's really clear that it's a Koenigsegg that people see, but also because evolution for a small company like us has so far been a better method than just revolution and throwing away and starting over again.
Of course.
So, and I also think the customers that bought the earlier cars are happy that the new cars are very similar to their car.
I love the philosophy and I love the concept that you're always sort of trying to push the envelope and do something a little bit madder.
Right.
The industry needs people like you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian.